Yo, welcome to the Aquarian Angle Academy on Patreon. I really appreciate your membership. I thank you for being here, and welcome to Saturn Retrograde. Saturn has gone retrograde. Saturn went retrograde on July 13th, and it'll retrograde back into Pisces eventually, but the entire retrograde ends on November 27th this year. So what's that, four or 5 months? But I tell people, with Saturn retrograde, now that's work, or rest. Saturn retrogrades provoke us to either start working more toward our retirement or to calm down because we're workaholics. And that all depends on your chart. I tell people, with any retrograde, if you have that planet retrograde in your chart, retrograde is going to affect you completely differently than it will with somebody who has that planet direct, okay? And then people have to realize Saturn retrograde can manifest in two different ways. In your chart, it can make you a workaholic. You're always managing the lives of other people. You're always parenting. But let's talk about Saturn fundamentally. You know, Saturn is the planet of responsibility, life management, government, parenthood, CPS and CPS incidents. Like a lot of, Saturn rules Capricorn. A lot of Capricorn heavy people, they work for CPS. They've had CPS incidents in their life. Chiropractic medicine, the bones, the joints, dentistry, and the teeth, grandparents, assets, everything we are managing at one time. We will either become workaholics or we will be provoked to rest. And like I said, it all depends on your chart. But for everybody, Saturn retrograde is a time where the universe sends us back to check. How are we gaining our assets? How are we moving towards 60 years old? How is our level of responsibility, our level of life management? Your parents. Remember, Aries is all about action, ambition, the military, the police, fire, firefighters, independence, anger. With Saturn retrograde in Aries, we are not playing about becoming warriors and taking action toward all that Saturn stuff in life, okay? With Saturn retrograde in Aries, we're either going to realize that we're infants and we need to grow up, okay? And the universe is going to do that like this, ninja style, okay? We're also going to start taking a lot of action toward retirement. I feel it now, baby. As soon as when Saturn went stationary, with what I'm thinking and what's going on in my head, I go and look at the sky sometimes to see what's going on. And I saw Saturn went retrograde. I said, wow, that's what it is. Because I'm sitting here, I'm not playing. I said, I need to get these videos out, these courses out. I need to be flying on my jet by the time I'm 60 years old, going around, seeing my men, my harem of men. Okay, just planning my life at 60, 65. But I said, baby, now we got to go. We got to go.